Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome to the best team ever team broadcast for May. Hello, hello, hello. So glad we have some. Oh, thanks, Aaron. So glad we have some people on because you never know if this is going to record. Or like Stephanie recorded one last week and it didn't have any sound. So hoping that my sound will work and people can hear it later. But if not, it's a good thing you've joined in so you can hear. So anyway, let's begin. Hopefully we can make it short and sweet, but I hate to make promises I can't keep. So I won't promise that it'll be super short, but I will try to keep it brief because I think that's good. So first of all, huge congratulations to everybody. Clap for you because our team had a great month. Our whole group did, I mean. Our whole group actually beat our sales from the last couple of months. And our group wholesale volume, so that means that we sold 25% more than this. This was just the wholesale number, was over 55,000. So way to go, everybody. It was a good month for all of us, and it was fun and exciting to see all the promotions and all of the excitement. And I don't really know what got into everybody and why everybody did so great, but it was exciting, and it seems like things are really picking up. So that's good. That's great. So anyway, here's the top sales for April. I decided to do clubs of top sales instead of, I didn't want to embarrass anybody or make anybody feel bad if they didn't earn the top spot by $20 or something like that. So I thought I would do it in clubs. So for the top seller and in the $2,500 club is Debbie Sewell. And I know she couldn't make it tonight, but she did an excellent job this month. She had a big fundraiser and anyway, did a great job. So she was the $2,500 club. The $1,500 club was Jen Mesh Ortiz. The $1,000 sales club was Lagina Gruis, Andrea Thornsberry, Stacy Matthews, and Brandy Seknewski. And the $500 club, we had a lot of these. That's always exciting for me to see. Kelly Taylor, Stephanie Saucedo, Lena Benoit, probably, Michelle Metzke, Teresa DeBose, Misty Palmer, Allison Costa, Jody Krieger, and Evelyn Milazzo. Huge high five to all of you. That's awesome. I love that Magic 500 number, and we will talk about that in a second, why that's so great if you don't know the importance of getting at least that 500. So, way to go. And today is the 1st of May, so I realize that it's kind of crazy to hope for much by way of May sales, but we already have somebody on our team with some May sales. So May sales shout out to Carissa Hosking in Michigan. She already has some sales for this month, already logged in a party, so way to go. And our top recruiters for April, Jen Mesh recruited Jean Marie, who is on tonight. Jean, looks like maybe just go by Jean. So welcome to you. Hi Jean, so excited to have you join and so excited that you are even on our little fun team meeting call tonight. So welcome. Hopefully you feel welcome and feel comfortable to ask us any questions that you have. What is that? My husband's watch is going off his alarm. I turned it off, so I thought, but it's turning on again. Really quickly into the promotions. We had quite a few that promoted to certified, that's always exciting, a nice big step, the first promotion. And that basically means that you have sold 1,000 PRV from when you started until now. So whether that takes you a week, a month, or a year, as soon as you hit that cumulative mark, then you become a certified consultant and you get a permanent raise. Instead of 20% commission, you make 25%. So that's exciting. So Legina Gruis, Andrea Thornberry, Brandy Seknewski, Joni Armstrong, and Mandy Petty all promoted to certified consultant, and Jen Mesh promoted to lead. So that's exciting. It's always fun to see progress and see promotions happening. So and announcements. So I posted on our team page, so I'm going to breeze over this super fast, but the Father's Day Gallery is the warmer of the month, and Business Casual is the center of the month for May. One thing I did put this on our team page, but in case you didn't read it, it's not on sale this month like it normally is. It would be $31.50 for a $35 warmer. This month, it's just exclusive limited edition those magnetic plates for the Father's Day. So just so that you know, those are not on sale. So don't try to sell them on sale because you'll have to backpedal a little bit with that. May host incentive is the Scentsy Man 6-pack for $30. Like I said, you can read more about that on our team page or in your resources tab. The Mother's Day bundle is still on sale through May 10th. It's cutting it a little close now to get it by Mother's Day, but it's probably still good. You could probably still order it as long as you get it in quickly, and because they're shipping super fast right now. They're doing a good job, which means they're not behind, so that's really good. So that's still available through May 10th, so if you have anybody that needs that, get it in quickly. Here's a plug. Registration for Scentsy Family Reunion. You don't want to miss this, and it is, you only have until May 31st to sign up, and then they will close it, or until they reach capacity. It's July 10th through 12th in Indianapolis. I wish I could go. I haven't missed one. This would be my 6th one. I've never missed one, and I love convention. It's my pick-me-up for the whole year. But, you know, this little darling, big bump that I got going here is coming the week after that. Hopefully she's coming early, so she's coming during convention. Wouldn't that be exciting for you guys? But anyway, so I won't be able to go. But there are lots from our group who are going, and our Superstar Director is going, and so she will take care of all of you. Oh, I will miss you too, Erin. I'm going to miss everybody. I love convention. It's my favorite thing to go to, and like I said, I haven't missed one yet until now. But you know, timing is as it is. So incentive trips are in progress. We've had a couple of our group members already come and go on theirs already. To South Carolina, there's some more coming up. I'm going to New York in 10 days, I guess. I don't know how long. There's way too much to do to think about how long I have, but it's exciting, and I just wanted to make a little plug to where if you don't think you can do it, think again, and if you don't think that it's that big of a deal to earn it, think again, because it's awesome. Yay, Erin, you got your packet too. Now, where are you going, Erin? Remind me again. I can't remember which trip. Are you going to Hawaii? Did you go to Costa Rica? Are you going to Canada? BC. Oh, fun. I think that's where Rissy's going to, but I can't remember. So anyway, congratulations, and Erin, it's a trip of a lifetime. When Scentsy does a trip, they do it well. They do it right. It's everything included. They even pay for your luggage, to check your luggage. It just, they really roll out the red carpet, and they know how to do a great job. And there's just nothing like the energy, excitement, and motivation you can get from rubbing shoulders with all of the other Scentsy people and meeting the home office executives. And anyway, it's exciting. So I hope all of you make it a goal and put it in your mind that you can do it. They make these incentives so that they are supposed to encourage us and help us so that we can have it as a goal and really earn it if we want to. And you know, there are enough from our group that made it that, you know, it really is a possibility. So hopefully you'll get it in your mind already. I can earn that trip and I can make it, and then you'll start making plans now, even in the springtime before it's even rolling, to start putting things in place to where you'll be able to benefit and really earn that incentive, because it's worth it. It's awesome. Okay, speaking of incentive, I did want to briefly go over the Can Do Cancun incentive that was just announced today. There is some information that I posted on our team page that's just the same thing that you can find in your resources, the resources tab of your workstation. Basically, it starts today, so it's May through July, and it's an incentive to help us build our businesses through sales as well as through recruiting, and then helping those recruits become certified, and you get points for other things as well. So hopefully you'll all read over those requirements, and basically the prize is that you get to come, all expense paid. They'll pay for your $500 leadership fee as well as your round-trip airfare and everything to get you to the leadership retreat at the Moon Palace in Cancun with all of the directors and above. Usually that's only open to directors and above, but with this incentive, you could be a certified consultant and make that. So anyway, look into that, and we'll be talking about it from now until July, I'm sure. But I just wanted to give you a heads up in case you hadn't heard. That's an exciting thing coming up. So Can Do Cancun. Another thing that I wanted to go over is the 150 PRV requirement that I say it's new, but it's really not new. It's the old requirement that they reinstated. And in case it's not clear, I know we've talked about it a lot before, but in case it's not clear, a lot of team members are thinking that it's, there he is. A lot of team members are thinking that it's 150 PRV requirement every month. Just to clear that up, it's 150 throughout the whole month, so it doesn't have to be in one party, but it does have to be from month beginning to month end in 1 month, and it can be any combination. It can be just Scentsy, it can be Scentsy and Velada, it can be Scentsy and Grace Adele, it can be just Grace Adele, whatever, all of your PRV is combined. So it's 150 PRV 1 month out of every 3. So let's say you get your 150 PRV this month, then you have 2 months until you're required to put in your 150 again without being terminated. Now, having said that, I really hope that all of you just wrap your heads around at least 150, just be active every month at least. And I wanted to talk about that magic 500 number and why that's so exciting is because that's the number you personally have to sell 500. It's the same whether you're a lead consultant or whether you're a superstar director. If you just wrap your head around, I sell $500 a month, that's just what I do, and you put into place these parties and the booking blitzes like we did, and then use these wonderful tips that we're going to talk about today to help keep your parties perpetuating and always, so that your calendar is always full, then you'll never have to worry about that 150 requirement, because really, it really is a minimum requirement. And it's so much easier to keep that momentum going so you're not always stopping and starting again. So if you just wrap your head around 500 a month, then you'll never miss out on a promotion, and you'll never miss out on your leadership bonus. So the way that you are paid on your downline, it's not just the second you recruit somebody you get a bonus, or the second you have somebody on your team you're paid for everything they sell. That's potentially there, but you're paid on the level that you attain according to the compensation plan in the back of the chart. And maybe we'll have another refresher. Maybe I'll even do a mid-month quick 10-minute training or something on the compensation plan, just how that works or something, in case you have any questions, because it is important to know how that works, just so you know what you need to aim for and what your goal is and what you need to do to be able to promote. So there's the new 150 PRV requirements, the Can Do Cancun, a little bit of the compensation plan, why you'd want to recruit and still have enough people. Oh, I was talking to somebody the other day as well, and we were talking about selling. Like if you want to make money at Scentsy, if you really want to make it a money maker for you and a business on the side, you know, it's like the equation 1 + 1 = 2. Well, when you're selling, you earn 20 to 30% of everything that you sell. Any month that you sell 2,000 or more, personally, you get an extra 5%, so you'd be making 30% for that month. So that's 1 + 1 = 2. If you want to make more, then you just sell more. But once you start getting the vision and catching the vision of building your team and being a leader and getting those leadership bonuses, then 1 + 1 = infinity, because the possibilities are so much broader. And for that same 500 PRV requirement for your personal sales, you could be making 5,000 a month instead of just 50 or 500 a month. For the same effort in sales, you just have to have the efforts of leading your team and being a good leader. And I like that part anyway. I really enjoy working with you, because that's my favorite part of the whole business, is getting to rub shoulders with such great men and women who are really good at what they do, and you're fun to be with and you're fun to learn from, and that's my favorite part. So, you know, I would have missed out on my favorite part of selling Scentsy if I didn't ever start building a team and realize that that's really where the fun is, as well as the money. You know, I'm not gonna lie, that's a lot more money than if I were just down at the certified level, making 25% of everything I sell. It honestly, after 5 years, I don't want to discourage anybody, but I don't think I would still be selling. I'm a busy mom of almost 5 kids, and you know, I think that's the reality. I love selling Scentsy, but I wouldn't still be here probably if I were still at the certified level. But once you can open up and use that compensation plan and really tie into the leadership bonuses, it's so much more worth it and it's more fulfilling, and then it becomes a business, and I own and run my own business, and that's really fun. That's fun for me to be able to know that personally I'm running a successful business, you know.
Well, and the reality of it is that every stage or every level has its own challenges, right? And it's different for, whether you're certified or lead. And, when you become lead, there's always something at every level that challenges you and keeps you, kind of takes you out of your comfort zone. So it's not that you always enjoyed leading a team as much, and
Well, I think I did. I think I was always scared by it. There are still things that scare me and put me out of my comfort zone daily. Like, I know it's silly, but these silly trainings, I stress about them all month, and then I have to do it again, and then I stress about them all month, and then I do it again. It's silly, the things that are uncomfortable for us. And like you said, at different levels, there are different things that you have to kind of get over, or at least deal with and do it anyway. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of remind you of the bigger vision, that it really is a company that you can build that's sustainable and you could pass on to your kids or, whatever. So anyway, that's exciting. So anyway, that's why 500 PRV is so great, and I love that milestone, because that way if you just wrap your head around that, then you will never miss out on your potential bonuses and promotions. So just a really quick plug for the weekly training. In case you didn't know, Scentsy Corporate puts on fabulous trainings every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And if you can't tune in, and they always give away some kind of fun prize, a drawing for 3 or 4 people who joined in. I know Wanda Clark has won a couple of times because she's always listening to those training calls. And but if you can't make it at that time, if you're working, or if something goes crazy, or you plan or you forget, you can always go in. I think a lot of us really don't utilize the training center nearly as much as we should. You can always go on, and they're always recorded, and they never have technical difficulties with no sound or no recording or things like that. They pay for a nice big premium package. So having said that, the training for this Tuesday, the 7th of May, is host effective opportunity meetings. And I think that's kind of a fun thing. We've never really talked about that with our team, but it's probably something that would be fun to talk about and maybe address. I saw somebody today, she calls them bacon meetings. And she said everybody loves bacon, and she just thought of a catchy phrase. And so I asked her, said, what is bacon? And she said, become a consultant opportunity night. So that's the acronym for bacon. So it's a bacon night. So anyway, you can do a fun theme like that. I mean, who doesn't love bacon? I don't really love bacon, but it sure seems to be the thing nowadays. You can serve bacon cheese bologna. There you go. Anyway, so Jackie Jones is the director, and she's doing the All Consultant Corporate Training Call this Tuesday. And anyway, I thought that would be a fun thing. And like I said, just wanted to remind you that those are always happening every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Those are always going. Okay, and now, as promised, we are going to teach you how to take all those bookings that we just made last month at our booking blitz and how to turn them into effective parties. What's an effective party? Well, it's one where you have people there, one where the hostess is excited, because that's a huge key. Your hostess is key. If your hostess isn't excited and isn't on board and isn't trained properly, then your party has much less likelihood of being amazing, and that's what we want, is an amazing party. Lost my train of thought. So, and it's also, an amazing party is also one where you recruit, because it's always easier to recruit from a good party. It's one where you book other parties off of that same party, because everybody just is having so much fun that why wouldn't they want to book their own? So it's this machine that if you can create it and get it going, it will continue to build your business for months to come. And I think it's really, truly a secret, is to have an effective party all around. So first we're going to cover 3 things today, and I'm going to try to keep it snappy, like I said, because I know you don't want to spend 3 hours listening to us drone on. But so 3 things that I wanted to cover tonight. There are so many things that we could cover, but just this is kind of all of it in a nutshell. Number 1, host coaching. We're going to go over how to really coach your hosts and hostesses so that they feel comfortable and are excited and do a good job for you. And number 2, we're going to talk about the basket party, how that can be, what it is, how to do it, what goes into a basket party. And then number 3, perpetual parties, how to use your parties to book more parties. And that's really the secret of happiness, because the party is the best place to get more parties. That way, you won't have to pick up the phone and do a cold call and do a booking blitz as often like last month. It was fun, and we, thank goodness, did it all together as a group, so we had a little bit of momentum and synergy, but nobody likes to do those cold calls. So if you can avoid it, this is a lot more effective. So anyway, those are the 3 things we're going to talk about: host coaching, basket parties, and perpetual parties, how to keep that cash machine flowing. And then we'll have question and answers at the end. So if you have any questions, you can always chime in the middle. Or and then I'm also going to ask you for your favorite tips for how you coach your coach your hostesses, coach your hosts and hostesses, and your good tips. So, but to start out, let's talk about coaching your. I can't say it. Coaching your hosts. Okay, so I uploaded this, so hopefully this will. Here we go. Let's see. I did it ahead of time, so hopefully it will. Open presentation. Okay, hopefully this will work. Ta-da! Yay! Hopefully you can all see that. This is an oldie but a goodie. This is one of the, it's right underneath. This is one of the old resources that we used to have in the old workstation a million years ago, and I thought it was lost forever, but a fellow Scentsy director had it in her files, and so anyway, she sent it to me. But so we're going to go over this today. Oh, yay, Erin, so you have a copy, so you're already good. Like I said, it's nothing I came up with. This was put out by Scentsy a gazillion years ago, back in 2009. And I thought it was really good. There's a lot of different spin-offs and ways you can do it, but I thought, if nothing else, in a nutshell, it kind of talks about hostess coaching. So here we go. So this is for you. I don't think I would do the list of 100 with your hosts, or they're going to get a little overwhelmed. So this is for you to jog your thoughts and memory to create your list of 100. I know we've talked about it before, the importance of it, and this will just help aid you and kind of get those wheels turning for whom you could even ask to host a party. So, and then here's your list of 100 sheet. I have uploaded this to our documents section on our page. So if you don't have this in your startup guide anymore, if you want to print out a new list of 100, this is in our team page. So this is what I would give. This is what I've actually printed this off many times and put it in my host packet. You know more people than you think. This just helps them. How many times have you had a host say, oh, I don't know, 40 people or whatever, because that's how many. I usually give 35 to 50 postcard invitations. Even if they don't use them all, that sets the expectation that I want them to invite 50 people. So this kind of helps jog their thoughts and think about who they might invite that they might not have thought of before. So this is just a sheet for them to fill out. You know more people than you think. This 5 steps to host a sensational party. This walks them through what you expect of them. So there's call to let your friends and family know you are having a party and let them know the date and the party. So be excited when you talk to them, let them know how wonderful Scentsy products are, and ask them to bring a friend. You can do a lot as the consultant as well to encourage them to bring a friend. You can offer a prize for everybody who brings a friend. You can do a drawing, whatever you want to do to help encourage that. Obviously, you can double the size of your party if you have people bring a friend. Mail or hand out your invitations at least 1 week before your party. Now this I've seen done both ways, and I've even done it both ways, where you can either have them pass out or mail out their invitations, or you can have them give you the contact information, then you mail it for them. Either way, as long as it gets done, I think ultimately it doesn't really matter who does it. Call to remind them the day before the party. Don't feel bad. So this is you telling your host. This is what the host is supposed to do to her guests. She's supposed to call to remind her guests the day before the party. Don't feel bad about calling. We're all busy. It's very easy to forget. So that is huge, and we can talk about that in a second. But if they're not going to do it, if you have a host who's maybe a little more shy or reserved or just doesn't want to do it, or you think they're not going to, or maybe they're busy, make sure those are done. You get that list and you call them, and if you don't want to do it, use dialmycalls.com. I haven't used them before, but I've been hearing a lot of good feedback that it's amazing. You just record your little message, kind of like recording on a message machine, and then it blasts it out to all those people. It calls them, and so you don't have to do it. And it's done in 2 seconds, and it's really affordable. So anyway, that's another something that you could do is dialmycalls.com. But like I said, those reminder calls are super important. And during those calls, lots of times, remind them that they can get outside orders. So if they say, oh, I can't come, well, then the host could say, oh, well, no problem. Would you like to get in on the party so you don't have to pay shipping? Because a lot of different direct sales companies don't offer that. They don't offer free shipping with the party. So that's another good thing that we can say, hey, if you order with the party, if you need something, then you might as well order now so that you don't have to pay shipping later. So get outside orders by showing those who can't make it to the party, showing them the Scentsy catalog. So this kind of walks them through what you expect them to do, as well as gives them ideas of how they can be successful. Because, of course, they want to give a good party, because that means that it's worth cleaning their house for and making treats and inviting people. And they probably want the free stuff. That's usually why people host. And then this is just a copy of Dear Scentsy Host. This is just like an RSVP confirmation sheet that you could give them. However you do it, just make sure that they know exactly what day and time the party is. You tell them what can they expect, how soon before the party are you going to show up. I usually don't come before a half an hour before at least, because with the Scentsy party, you want it to be easy and simple and quick. You want it to be replicable so that they could think, oh, I could totally be a consultant because look how easy it is. She made one trip from her car. She didn't have a ton of stuff, and it's super simple to host this party and to be the consultant of this party. I should be doing that. And then that's how you can get a lot of good recruits, because the customers as well as the host see just how easy it is. So you tell them, I'll be there half an hour before the party or whatever. So that they know when to expect you, and then do it. Make sure you be there. And then make sure that they have your contact information. And then this is the hostess wish list. You don't have to use this exact paper. In fact, Scentsy has one that they, can you hear that? Scentsy has one that they sell in the Scentsy family store, that now it's smaller and it looks like this. This is just the the guest wish list, just as my Scentsy wish list. So you could use that, or you could use a sheet like this. But basically, the reason why you would want them to fill out the wish list is, what do you think, Dave?
Well, it gets them excited for the party, and so they have a goal, something to work toward.
Perfect. So if they just go crazy and they want to buy $1,000 worth of Scentsy, I know that's crazy, so I had to make it exorbitant, then obviously they can work backwards and they know how high they have to shoot for their party. And I always tell hosts, my hosts, to set the goal of a $500 party, at least a $400 party, because that's where the benefits really get in. Don't tell them that the minimum is $150 for a party, because then that's what they'll put in their head. That's all I have to get. I got to get to $150. So if you tell them their goal is $500 or $400 or whatever, I usually say $400, because that's where it jumps up and they get the 3 half-price items as well as 15% in free product. A lot of them don't realize that they get both. They don't have to just choose 3, and they don't get 15% off one item. What that is 15% in free product. So if their party is $400, they get $60 for free, plus the option to buy 3 half-price items. So the host rewards are really generous with Scentsy, and it definitely jumps up. Like if they shoot for the $150 party, they get $15 for free. I don't know about you, but it's not worth cleaning my house for $15 in free product. I'd much rather get $60 or $100 or whatever. So anyway, use this wish list to work backwards so that they know what they're working on. And then they will, if they don't get enough at their party, they'll really work to get outside sales because they want to get their free stuff, or they'll have to cross things off their list. So have them go over their wish list before the party even starts. This is for you. This is a party checklist. It's sideways, but basically this is a tally sheet for all of your parties for the month or whatever, to help you keep track of the progress of each party. So, like you can see, I guess I can get mine out so I don't have to turn my head sideways. You can see in the sheet, in the chart, you can just look at all the different columns, and it starts out as, so the first column is the host. So you put the name of the host and when their date is, so you can keep your little running tally, and then you send them a thank you card immediately, before the party even, because they have volunteered to host a party for you. You send them a thank you. And then you mail out the reminder cards, or at least get them the kits so that remind them to send out the invitations. Then the 3-week call, either you or they do it, the 1 to 2 week call, and the 2 to 3 day call. And I would say that's about the same for you to follow up with them, as well as for them to follow up with their guests. So, and then there's a box for actually having the Scentsy party. Hopefully that one always gets a check mark. Follow up on outside orders. So if she says, oh, well, let's close the party in 3 days because I have a couple friends who want to do it. So follow up with her, make sure you do it in a timely manner. Close the party, and then place the order on your workstation. Deliver the product, and then send handwritten thank yous. I like to put the handwritten thank yous in with the product bags when I deliver it to the host. So when the package comes to you with all the stuff, you as the consultant, you go through it and make sure there's nothing that's damaged, or make sure there's nothing that's missing. So I always have it come to me, and then I divide it per customer, and I put cute little ribbon on it. I'm not super frou-frou, but I think a little bit of curling ribbon, at least, bare minimum, is good. And in every package I put a host join brochure, as well as sometimes I'll put in a Scentsy catalog if they didn't take one with themselves or with them, and if I have a ton left over or something like that. I put in the next month's Scent of the Month, Warmer of the Month, because by that time the party's closed, so it's moving into the next month, just to keep them coming back. And a handwritten thank you card with my information for them to reorder, so that I make it easy for them to come back to me and find me again, because a lot of times people will go to a party and they will lose connection with that consultant, and for some reason they don't think to look them up, or maybe the stuff wasn't labeled as well. I also label every item, even the light bulbs, with a sticker label with all of my information on it, so that they can easily get a hold of me, because I want them to come back. And then I'm not having to always fish for new people, but I can build up a base of people that have come to these parties. And then you call potential customers for booking or recruits. If you see somebody who, you know, looked a little interested and you were getting the vibe that they would be a good consultant, well, call them up and do it within a couple days of them getting their order, because they're excited. I like to do it. If nothing else, I always like to call my customers a couple days after they've received their stuff, just to say, okay, how do you like it? Do you like your scents? Now, do you remember what we talked about at the party about how to change them and how often? Because some people think it's still a candle and it's supposed to burn away the wax. But so anyway, just that extra little personal touch of being a good consultant really goes a long way. So, and then this is the same thing that I just read in that chart, only it's just spelled out in the different steps. So we just went over all of this. So prepping for the party, calls you make before your party, hold your party, and then sensational customer service. We just talked about all that. So it's the same thing, just written out. And then the tic-tac-toe, this is the last page that's in that host packet. The tic-tac-toe, I actually honestly have never done tic-tac-toe, but the more I am, have you ever done it? Have any of you ever done the tic-tac-toe? The more I'm listening, the more I'm hearing that a lot of people like to do it. Erin, have you had good results from it? Do the hosts really love it? Does it really help them to get extra orders and things like that? My hosts love it. Good. So it really does work. Like I said, I don't know why, I just have never used it before. But basically what you do is you print out this tic-tac-toe sheet or another one, and you have them, you know, play tic-tac-toe, and the more they get different prizes, and then they're working with you to have a successful party. They're excited because, look, they get to mark off a square if they have 10 guests in attendance. And if they have $500 in sales, that's where that $500 can come in that you talked about with them. Yeah, it keeps them just as engaged as you are. Yes, so that's good feedback. I assumed it would do it, and everybody that I've talked to so far has said the same thing. So thanks for that input, Erin. So here's the tic-tac-toe game. Sounds like it's a fun thing to implement into our Scentsy parties. Mm-hmm. So there's the host packet. Let's see. And there's one other thing that I wanted to show really quickly. This is the same thing, only in a nutshell, in 2 pages. So this is, like I said, it's all the same information. It's just a little different format, so it's a little more condensed all into one. So you can see on this first page, there's a place for your party information, what time you're going to show up, when the party is going to be turned in and all that stuff, when the guest list should be turned in, if they want you to mail out things or do the calling. And then their little inside the box on the left, the Fantastic Foundation, that's all the same little sensational tips to have a good party. Love and List, that's their wish list. Same thing we talked about, just in a smaller format. I really like this format. And then here's the second page that has the tic-tac-toe game here. Yes, Erin, I will set up on my page. I really liked it too. And then here's the Buddy Brainstorm, which is the same thing as that one page that I showed. You know more people than you think. It's the same thing, only in a little different format. And then the little host quadrant down here at the bottom, hosts never pay full price. That way you can explain to them the host rewards and show them how they can make the best. So make the best of their party. So anyway, host coaching is huge. I know a lot of you are doing a good job coaching your hosts, and it shows. Those are the people that are having good parties and having perpetual parties and recruiting off of their parties. But I think there's always room to improve. I know for me, for sure, with making sure that I keep in constant contact with my host and that they're just super excited and they are well in the loop, so they know exactly what's expected of them. They know what I'm going to do for them, and if nothing else, they're just excited to have a party because they feel like they're in good hands with you and you're going to take care of them and it's going to be a successful party. You are going to give them that confidence because everybody, well, not everybody, but I would say 75% of people are nervous to invite people to their house. They're going to think nobody's going to come, or it's not going to be fun, or nobody's going to buy anything, or they're going to feel pressured to buy, or whatever. There are a million reasons why people are hesitant to host a party. I'm one of them. I dread hosting parties. I know I probably shouldn't say that out loud, but I'm not the party queen. I never have been. I'm one of those that think, well, nobody would come to my party, or nobody would want to, or whatever. So anyway, as the consultant, we can do a lot to make our host really feel comfortable and be excited to have the party. So anyway, that was our quick little blurb about host coaching. Like we said, at the party, for your display, you can have one of everything, but keep it simple. Don't bring in box after box after box. Like I said, try to make it in one load, even though you might feel like you're trying to be Superwoman, just because that makes it seem easy and simple. You know, one of our 3 core values is simplicity. The parties are meant to be simple. They're meant to be fun, and they're meant to look easy, and so that you can really focus on. There are 3 full things that you want to do at every Scentsy event, whatever it is, whether it's a fundraiser, whether it's a big booth at a women's show, or whether it's a home party or a basket party. 3 things: buy, host, join. So I know the typical thing at a party, the main thing that we focus on is the buy part. We want people to buy. So we think that's our main goal, is to have people buy a lot of things from our party. Well, that's one of the 3. That's true. The other one is the host. You've got to get more bookings off of each party, and that will keep that engine rolling, and then you're not going to be starting over every time. It's so much better to book parties off of parties. And then join. Don't forget to look and ask for people to join your team. Sometimes people don't even realize that you want them to join your team. Sometimes, for some reason, consultants tell party guests that they're not looking to build a team, so they're not recruiting anybody. I don't know why you would ever think that and get that frame of mind, but I've heard a lot of people come and join my team and come looking for me online because they say, oh, I went to a party and I loved it, and I talked to the consultant and she said she really wasn't taking new team members. I'm like, what? That's crazy, but sure, come on over. So make sure you're telling people what you want them to do. You want them to buy, you want them to host, and you also want them to join your team. Always extend that invitation. Let them know, hey, I love what I do. Come do it with me, and I'll help you. So if you're not using all three of those three-tiered approaches, make sure in anything that you do, buy, host, join. There's three parts of our business all the time. So, you want to say something? Do you have something to add? No? Okay, so, oh, and at the party, one thing that I wanted to say was everybody has a little different way of doing a party. I like to keep mine really simple. I live here in Scentsy territory where most people already know about it. They have been to a million parties. They know how it works, all that stuff. But so I like to keep it quick in, quick out, and fun and lighthearted. So I separate my testers by categories. So if they know that they don't like the bakery ones, they come over here to the spring and summer or whatever, however you want to do it. But I like to divide it into categories for easy smelling. And because that's basically the heart of a Scentsy party is the smelling, the sharing, the, oh, have you smelled this one? Or, oh, this one's gross. Or, oh, this one reminds me of my grandma's perfume or whatever. That is part of the experience. That's part of, you know, the fun of a Scentsy party. So also I give everybody like a clipboard, or you could do a folder with a wish list for them to write down the things that they like out of the catalog and they want. So the customers, the Stay the Month, Warm of the Month flyer, order form, catalog, and the drawing slip, and whatever game I'm going to play that we can talk about in the number 3 thing, the perpetual parties that I want to talk about, to get them to entice them to book a party. Because like I said, that's what we always want to do. So, so that's the host coaching, and I will post that other PDF that I just showed. Because it's a 2-page simple synopsis. I really like it. So anyway, hopefully, are there any questions or comments with host coaching? Is there anything you do that makes it exciting? Lots of times, well, always, the host will determine how good your party is. If you have a host that's dragging her feet, she's had to reschedule with you 3 times, she doesn't want to do it, she's only doing it because she's your neighbor, your sister, your friend, or she feels like she owes you something, it's not going to be a good party, and you don't even want to mess with it. I know you never want to turn down a party, and I would never turn it down either, but every time I've followed through and actually done one of those kind of parties, it's just me and her. Maybe one pity person party who came because they felt bad, but it's not going to be your big booming parties. It's not going to be worth it. So that's why coaching your hosts is so important, so that you can make sure that you have good parties and they're worth it. If you have 3 parties a month and they're $500 parties, that's $1,500 in PRV, and that's just 3 a month. If you did once every 1 a week, you know, that's 4 times, what did I say, 5? That's your 2,000 PRV. And the reason to get 2,000 PRV, if it's a $500 party and you do 4 of them in a month, that's 2,000 PRV, and you now get 30% commission for everything that you sold that month, as well as if you get any downline bonus for being a leader. So it can really add up, and then that keeps your momentum going. So anyway, there's the host coaching. And number 2, super quick, I just wanted to go over a basket party because I know we have a lot of new consultants, and just in case you haven't heard of how to do a basket party or what it is, I wanted to really show. So I've heard a girl that couldn't do a party in January. Send it to refer other hosts to me, and I've been busy since then. Very good, Juana. Thank you. Thanks for bringing that up. That's a very good point. That's something that I wanted to bring up too, and I just forgot. That a lot of times we all have our circle of friends. We have our circle of contacts. And so a lot of consultants, when they're new, they say to me, I don't really know how I'm going to make $500 a month in sales, or, you know, I've kind of hit a wall because I've asked everybody who's given me a party and I don't have anybody else. Wanda hit the nail perfectly on the head. Don't use your friends. Use your friends' friends. Don't use just your family. Use your family's family and your family's friends and your contacts' contacts. Motivate and give them incentives to refer you people who would love to have a party and just don't have a consultant, or who would love to buy something and just don't have somebody to go through. So use them to get to other people. So then you're giving them free product, which is what they would want from hosting a party anyway. So they're not feeling like you're using them, so that relationship is not bent or worn at all. But yet you don't have to have them always be the only ones giving you parties. They can give you referrals so that then you have friends of friends. And if you have one friend who has 3 friends, you know, it's the multiplier factor, and then you have parties galore. So thank you, Wanda. Very good. I'm glad that that's working for you. And it's always fun to watch you. You are a little busy bee. You're always doing parties and basket parties, and it's fun to watch your business grow, Wanda. Good job. So thanks for that reminder. So really quickly about a party. A basket party can be anything. I bought this at a yard sale for 25 cents. It can be in anything. Can you hand me the other 2 bags? So I brought a couple different bags because I've done a couple of different ways for doing a basket party. So here is the insulated tester tote. These are on sale in the Scentsy family store right now, so that's a really good idea. If you wanted one of those ever, you don't have to use these, but it is helpful, and if you wanted one, now's a good time to get it. It's insulated so that they won't melt, whereas this thing is just a canvas bag. So it's got insulation inside. It's got a place for a business card on the back of it, and it's nice and big so it can carry everything. And it's cute. It kind of looks like a little purse. It's a little purse party. So anyway, just really quickly. Oh, and then if you didn't want to, another thing that I've used before, I bought these at Walmart. I think they were $2. It's an insulated lunch box. See, it's a little lunch bag. Same thing. This was $2. This was 25 cents. They're all different, and then that, I think those are, I can't even remember, $18 or something like that. I can't remember. So it doesn't matter what you have it in, as long as you put all your stuff in. I've even seen people put it in a real basket before, or in a plastic box, or however you want to do it. Totally doesn't matter. It does not affect the effectiveness of your party by what kind of bag you put it in. So, but I did want to talk about what I put in mine. So here's an example. I'm going to empty my little party purse for you. Of course, you have to have order forms. I always put in about 10 order forms. I usually include about 3 catalogs. Could do more, but if they need more, I usually give them more because I'm going to be in contact with them and texting them or calling them at least once a week to see how it's going, see if they need any more stuff, to see if they have any questions about orders, because they are not the consultants, but they're taking this basket party for you, which is basically a catalog party enhanced with testers and stuff like that. So they don't have all the training. They don't know all of the codes. They don't know all of everything. So make sure you're there to help walk them through. Hostess coaching is just as important for basket parties as it is a home party. Let's see, what else do I do? I always have that bag of mini testers. If you don't have the mini testers, so this is the bag of mini testers that you can get through the Scentsy Family Store. It's $25, and it comes in this little clear vinyl pouch. I've even just put in catalogs and order forms and slipped it right in this bag for people that really knew Scentsy around here, because I'm in Meridian, Idaho. And they've just taken it to work this way. And I just say, okay, here's your little pouch, your little party pouch. And they take it super, super simple that way. If you don't have these yet, I highly suggest saving up.
It smells good.
It does smell good. I highly suggest saving up to invest in a couple of these. I think I have 4 or 5 sets of them, and they're always on loan. They're hopefully always out working for me. If you don't have them, you can use the big. I did want to show, for those of you who haven't purchased these small ones, I wanted to just show you a visual in size. So here's the party tester that comes in your starter kit. Here is the mini tester. Aren't they cute? They're just little tiny. Same thing, same idea, but you can fit obviously a lot more of them in there. If you just started and you don't have one of these sets yet, no worries. Just put them like in this tester tote. I have my big ones. Obviously you can't put them all in there, but a lot of the times I'll do just the spring and summer and the favorites, or a few of, you know, as many as I can without making the bag way too heavy of you know, the ones that are good sellers or that I think their customers would like. So you can use your big ones. However, also, if you don't get your bag back, it's a lot more of an investment. I've lost, it depends on your host, but the hosts that were a little iffy, I have had a couple of them not give them back to me. And so then you're out $25. But if you use your big one, then you're out $100. So anyway, and also that's another reason to go for the Shooting Star kit. If you just barely joined, or if you are a sponsor of somebody who just joined, that $25 mini tester kit is now included in the Shooting Star enhancement kit, which is a really good addition. And then that's a super deal. So I always try to encourage my new consultants to really, really shoot for that, because that's in the first 2 weeks, get them off and going, and it's definitely worth the package deal. So, and you get PRV on that too, meaning you get paid for buying this steeply discounted kit. So anyway, and then I usually just try to put in a couple of different examples of products. Sometimes I'll put in a plugin, and if somebody's like, oh, I don't know how to use it, then or I've never used a Scentsy warmer or something like that before, and I'll say, well, plug this in and use it. And I always put in a Scentsy bar as well so that they can see it. Doesn't have to be full. That way they don't feel bad using it, because they know that it's kind of my tester one. And they can use a cube or two, and they can experience it, and then guaranteed they're going to be excited, because everybody loves it. So they only try it and they love it. Lots of times I'll put in a room spray, because everybody needs a room spray. And the hand cream or some kind of small layers product is a good thing. If you like to get manicures and pedicures, take your little bag with you and put on your lotion after your manicure, and everybody will say, oh, that smells so good. And then voila, there's your intro into a basket party right there at the salon. You could put in a scent circle. That's another thing that I usually put in there, just to show an assortment really quickly, an overview of some of the products that we have. And then, of course, I put in here these, if you would like to. Sometimes with the basket parties, they don't.
Those are invites.
Yeah, the postcard invites to come and join their party. Now, I've even done this basket party. The reason why I had those in there is because this was a kit that I mailed away. You can put your party in a box and mail it away, and have a party states away, and have access to new customers, new referrals, hopefully new recruits, and you not even be there. So, and with that instance, it's kind of like a mixture between a home party and a basket party, because I have them invite people, and I have them come to their house, but they just use my basket tester set instead of a big party tester set that I would bring or whatever to do the same kind of thing. And I always shower my hosts with extra gifts, especially the long distance ones, because they have to become the consultant, and they do my work, and I don't have to do anything but mail them a box, and voila, here comes some more stuff. So that, like I said, that's a basket party in a nutshell. I also have a host packet that I give them, and this envelope that you can order through Scentsy. You can make your own, or I really like to use this one because it's got a lot of information on it. It's got the party order so they can total it. It's got the rewards program. It's kind of like the same thing that I showed that other PDF, the overview, the 2-page overview of what the host can do. So maybe it might be redundant, but that's a good way for them. If they do get outside orders, they can collect the money, they can keep track of it, they can have a total and all that stuff. So, and then I put, you know, the extra papers in there. So anyway, and then the incentive for the Pass the Basket. This kind of goes into our third perpetual parties topic, and I'm going to talk about how you can do it with the home party in just a second, because I promise we're wrapping up here. But right now I'm going to talk about how to get a perpetual party with your basket parties. So you ask them, you motivate them, just like Wanda said. You motivate them by giving them free stuff, because everybody loves free stuff. They obviously love Scentsy because they are willing to host a party for you, so they would love to get free stuff. And you can use your perpetual party rewards, your half-price items and whatever, to get this stuff at pretty cheap. Or if nothing else, you know, it's just a small cost for you. If they have a $500, $600, $700 party, it's worth you giving away a hand lotion or a plug-in or even a warmer to help generate that and to keep that host happy, because that one party might turn into 10 parties down the road, or she might get 10 parties from her own party right now. So it's worth it to just make your hosts happy, happy, happy. They are the queen. They are the gold in your bucket. You need to make them happy. And so anyway, motivate them to pass the basket. Ask them if they have a friend or a family member who would like to host a basket party like they just did, and they'll get 3 free bars or a plug-in or some layers product or whatever you want to give them for passing the basket, especially if you know that they wanted something or really liked some product and didn't get it, like a body butter or something like that. Whatever you want to give them, you can offer them. But even 3 bars is just enough for them to pass the basket. And like I said, I'm a texter, so I like texting people or Facebook messaging because you never know what's going on in the background at my house. So if I try to wait to call somebody, it could be total, tranquil, calm, and the second I pick up the phone, it goes crazy. So I will call them, or I will text them or Facebook message them and say, do you have anyone that wants the basket? You get their name and phone number, and then you meet up with the host to tally her stuff and have her go over, just like she already made her wish list, so you already know what she wants based on how much what her totals of that party are going to be, and then you just come and you meet her, or she brings it to you, however you do it. You just restock that basket with a couple of things to make sure that everything's all fresh, and then she's the one who delivers it to her friend. But make sure you already ahead of time have that friend's name and phone number and address so that you can follow up with them and coach them. And then the whole process just continues and continues, and then you just have basket parties aplenty. So anyway, that's something that really works to help keep that basket party moving, is to give them something to find your next host for you. And then you don't even need to. A lot of times I'll just have them be passed from person to person and not even make its way back to me, because then I don't have to sit on it. Because anytime that this kit is sitting at my desk, it's not making me money. But if somebody has it going out, this little basket could do 4 parties all by itself a month. And then another basket party could be doing another 4 parties a month, and then another 4 parties a month. So as long as you can keep those really rolling, that's another good way to help expand and add to your home parties. Okay, and wrapping it up with number 3 that I said we were going to talk about, perpetual parties from home parties. So there are a lot of different ways to make sure that you're doing those 3 things: buy, host, and join. And the host is the middle one that we're going to talk about, how to get those perpetual parties. A lot of different booking games that you can use. And I don't want to go over these just because I told you I was going to try to keep it brief. So I'm just going to read them, but I'm not going to explain all of them. If there's something that you are interested in or haven't heard of, I will try to...
You're going to post this?
I would say I will try to post all of these in a file. I'll compile them and put them either in separate files or in one file for ideas of booking games. I know we already have the dice game on there, so if you haven't heard of the dice game, you can go on to our team page under the Files tab and look up how to do the dice game. I may have put another... I know we did the booking date idea, but anyway, so here's a list of what you could do, some different booking party games. I'm not a huge game player at my parties. Like I said, I like to keep them short and sweet and simple, but I think it's very important to do at least one of these kind of games because it's fast and it makes it not awkward to ask and stand there and say, okay, so who wants to give me a party? It's just not going to happen, people. So here's a list. So the envelope game, which is basically a few envelopes with extra prizes that the host gets at their party. One point that I want to make up, if you are doing one of these games, make sure you don't give them their prize for hosting until at their party. You can't say, okay, who wants to host a party and you'll win this free warmer, and then give it to them that night. Because if something happens, if they have to back out, then they're going to feel really bad that they have a free warmer, but it didn't ever work out for them to host a party, and then you're going to feel really bad. And so anyway, it's an extra motivation for them to actually have the party. So don't give them their extra prize or their extra half price or whatever it is that they're going to get until at their own party. So the envelope game, booking bags, they pick the gift bag for booking a party.
Well, I was going to say, don't you, when you close a party, isn't there a half price booking?
The perpetual party award. That's exactly what the perpetual party reward is for. It's an extra half price perpetual party reward that you can either.
Yeah, so that's built into the system there. So.
Yep. Very good. Thanks, Dave. Good input. A lot of people always wonder what that's for. This is what it's for. It's for perpetual parties, so that you can either give that to the host for her reward for booking parties, that same host. So let's say Kathy's having a party tonight and she books 4 of her guests book parties. Well, Kathy gets either 1 extra half price item, how you want to do, or you can do 4 extra half price items as soon as all of them close their parties. And like Dave said, that's built in. That's something Scentsy offers. You don't even have to offer them that because Scentsy's already given them that. So booking bags, booking card game. Basically, you get out a deck of cards and you give everybody a card as they walk in the door, and they pay the number on that card. Let's say you have the 5 of spades. Then you pay $5 for a warmer or a plug-in or whatever you feel like you can do. Don't go into debt and don't take away all your profits, but if you can, or if you can get extra, save up your host rewards or whatever from another party when you just are getting in orders or something like that, save things to give away. Even if they just get, so they pay the number on that card for their warmer or for their plug-in warmer. So that's exciting. At their party, remember. The dice game, they open the envelope so they roll the 2 dice, and whatever number is on their envelope, they open up that envelope and they get some sort of prize, or they host a party. And a key is to make it fun, make it fun and quick and fast-paced, so that those are always the best parties. The best parties have the best parties and generate the best parties and generate the best recruits as well, like I said, because they see that it's fun, there's momentum, there's energy. Look for guests while you're doing it. Look for guests who have a long wish list of everything that they want, and then they don't buy it all because that's your next golden ticket, either for the perfect host or for a consultant, because they obviously love this stuff. They're great potential hosts. Pass the bag basket party, that's what I already talked about. And also one other thing that I found that really works is to stack the hostess with the empty boxes, and you say, okay, the average party is a $500 Scentsy party, and so then you say this would be this much in free product, and you put these empty boxes on the host's lap, and then she could then buy the Scentsy system or whatever for half price, so you put more stuff on. So it's a visual way to show everything that the hosts get when they host a party. So then not only is it fun, it's exciting, but it's a great way to get free product and they get to see how great it is. So always have your calendar there so that you can book it that night. Don't just get a list of everybody who says, oh, sure, I'd like to host a party, and then think you're going to follow up with them later. Book it that night. Even if you have to change it, get a date on the books that night, or else you'll lose them, and get it as soon as possible. I wanted to say, like I said, I alluded to it in the beginning, now is the time, even though it's springtime, even though it's May, now is the time not only to be working on your Cancun incentive trip, but also working on your fall, which means the big incentive trip and promotions and bigger paychecks and whatever it is that's motivating you and keeping you going. You're setting yourself up now for a great fall and a great rest of the year. So the more parties you can have now, the more recruits that you can get now, and the more momentum you can keep building, then that's a chugga-chugga train that'll take you just right into the big, huge selling season, and you're not going to be stopping and starting all the time, and it's just not fun. It's frustrating, and it's a lot more work. It's like one of my favorite analogies that Orville used to always use, I haven't heard him use it in a long time, is the merry-go-round analogy. And I've talked way too much. Do you want to do you remember that one?
I don't know if I know the point to where you're going, so
just the momentum. So Orville always talks about a merry-go-round, and I think they've outlawed these in most places, in most parks, public parks. So hopefully you are old school and you remember what the kind of merry-go-round where you push it and it spins around, and you stand there and you push and you push. Orville always talks about how building your Scentsy business is a lot like the merry-go-round. At the beginning, think of how much energy it takes to push every single rung to keep it going. But then, so you're putting in a lot of effort. You're putting in a lot of time. You might not even be seeing the results of your effort because you're still pushing, pushing, pushing. Well, after a couple of revolutions and a couple turns, you can just kind of push every other bar. And then after a while it's going, you just kind of flick your wrist and it's still going because you've got that momentum built into it. It's the same thing with your Scentsy business, and it's especially true with parties. If you can keep that momentum going, you got to put in the work at the beginning, but if you can keep that merry-go-round going, it's so much easier. And then you're standing there with the flick of a wrist, you're getting twice the results. So I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying there's a lot more effort that you have to put in at the beginning until you can get to the coasting phase where you can just enjoy the momentum. But if you never allow yourself to build up your business to where it's going fast enough to where there's really not any momentum, then you're having to push every single time. And that's why I love the 150 rule now, because it keeps that momentum going. Slow is better than stopped. It takes a lot more energy to start from stopped than it does to even keep it going slowly. So, and obviously the faster the easier, but slow is fine too. Just don't stop. Don't ever let that calendar run dry with no parties or no basket parties or nothing going, because then you're going to be starting your merry-go-round from the beginning. So anyway, that's all I have. And I try to keep it to an hour. I apologize. I really did. And I was close. But are there any questions or suggestions? What you do to have great parties? Anything that you've done that's just transformed your party life? Any tips you have for us? Any questions? Anything? Any comments? And if you want to, if you're brave, you can even screen share with us. Oh, thanks, Wanda. You can even screen share and have your little moments of fame. Click on your little camera at the top and you can, it'll split the screen and you can come on and show your face. No? Okay, well, hopefully I wasn't just way too boring that everybody is now sleeping. And hopefully you are re-energized to really have your parties and really coach your hostesses or host your coaches, as I keep saying, because that's where your momentum is with your merry-go-round. So anyway, I guess with that we will sign off. Oh, I did want to say a little teaser for my own publicity. We've had some requests for some internet marketing kind of website insights. I know Erin's excited. So I want to announce, to get excitement for next month, that's what we're going to talk about all next month. So think about, if you have any specific questions, put them on our team page, because I'm going to be working on it all through the month. It's a huge, huge, huge equation and a huge thing to tackle. And I'm more than happy to do it because it's something that I've found that I really like to do because I'm nerdy like that. And I've learned a lot along the way and I really enjoy it. But so I need to know specifically what you want to know and how to best use our time, because I could talk nitty-gritty how to set up a blog, or we could talk about the overarching ideas behind how to everything. We need to just like have a retreat. Everybody come to my house. We'll spend a week, and I'll teach you all I know. Wouldn't that be fun? Blog and SEO. Okay. So so anyway, as you think about things, and as you think, oh, I would love to know about this, or I have this question, I always wondered about this. Send those to me in an email. You can text me. You can put them on our team page. Is a great place to do it, because then that'll jog other people's thoughts, and I want it to be something that you want to know about and that will be beneficial. And we don't have to just keep it to one, but I just for the people that aren't at all interested in the web stuff, I don't want to just be web marketing from here on out. So anyway, I would like to cover what you really want to know and make it really beneficial. So anyway, having said that, anything?
The only other thing I'd add is also to Becky's point of wanting to know what you would like to know with regards to the internet marketing. Ask the people on your teams and invite them to join you. So see how many people on your teams you can get to join you in the next call.
Yeah.
And you know, because we've got a handful of the total team here, and so it'd be nice to, not just for this, but for future calls, to see how many of them we can get to make it. So you know, make sure that you're reminding them and you're getting them to join with you, because you know, if you find value in these calls, then hopefully that's something that would also help your teams, right?
Yeah.
And so that's only good for you too. So visit with your teams and use that as an excuse to get their input on what they would like to see in that train, as well as to remind them to join us next month. So.
And I know that some people can't do Wednesdays, but just for continuity's sake, I decided this year we're going to try to do it on the first Wednesday of every month. So that's why it's a different date, because the first Wednesday kind of skips around sometimes. So it looks like if we continue with that schedule, that would be June 5th. Just, and like I said, I sent out an email a week or so ago to all of my downline, hopefully reminding them. But anyway, so just for planning purposes, first Wednesday of the month, June 5th, will be our so exciting SEO, blogging, internet, everything. So anyway, thanks for joining. I know that it sometimes is a sacrifice to get your ducks in a row to make it here and join us, and I really, really appreciate it, because it's just fun to see your cute little names and know that you're on here with us and see your comments on the side. And anyway, feel like we kind of get together once a month, because there's a lot of momentum and energy and synergy in just helping each other and working together. So as always, if you have any questions, if you need anything, if you just need some motivation, some information, don't just sit there and cry in your room. Call me, email me, Facebook me, put it on our team page. We're here to help for reals, and we really want to. You're not ever bugging us, so use us. So anyway, time to sign off so that I can let you guys go. But thanks again for joining in, and we will see you in a month. Bye-bye.